no magic to the phrase radical Islam. It's a political talking point. It's not a strategy. And the reason I am careful about how I describe this threat has nothing to do with political correctness and everything to do with actually defeating extremism.
All right, there's our hero. He's going to fight terrorism. Joining us now to talk about terrorism and more importantly, the main threat to us doesn't really come from ISIS. Robert Spencer, director of Jihad Watch, that great organization and website, vice president of American Freedom Defense Initiative, and the author of The Complete Infidel's Guide to Iran. There it is on your TV screen. Robert, good to see you, sir.
Always good to be here, Steve.
All right, so I'm an infidel. You're an infidel.
Indeed.
Now we have a guide to Iran. And people need to realize, as you point out in the book, that it's not, I mean, ISIS, we know what ISIS is capable of, but it's not ISIS that's the main threat. The main threat when it comes to terror is Iran.
Very much so. Look, ISIS mounts terror attacks in the United States. They call upon Muslims in the United States to kill American police, soldiers, civilians, and they have gotten all too many Muslims to heed. But Iran has a whole global network of terrorist organizations that it supports. Iran is what ISIS aspires to be in that regard. And they control Hezbollah, they fund Hamas, they fund Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and all these groups have cells in the United States. And that is something that is going to become increasingly obvious in the near future.
So when you say that, I mean, no, right away I think of Iran and the nuclear deal. I worry about Iran as the threat to the U.S. by launching an attack against our grid with an EMP attack, which they, apparently we just found a book or a secret book of theirs, and it says that's what they want to do. So I worry about that, but you're saying that cells of groups that we usually think of as a threat to Israel, for instance, could also be a threat to us here on our soil.
There's no doubt about it. Hezbollah has a tremendous presence in northern Mexico, and they are working with the drug cartels there. That's why the drug cartels have started beheading people and things like that. They learned that from Hezbollah. And Hezbollah is not doing that in order to target Mexicans. They are doing that to get people over the border to commit terror attacks here on a massive scale.
All right, so when you talk about Iran and the kind of threat you're describing, what the heck do we do to stop it?
Well, for one thing, we have to, in the first place, clear out the Hezbollah activity in Mexico, and we should be able to get the cooperation of the Mexican government, theoretically, to do that.
You would think, yeah.
Yes. We need to stop the Iranian nuclear program, which means rolling back Barack Obama's disastrous deal, and make it very clear to the Iranians that any sign of nuclear activity will not be tolerated, and that we will be countering it every way we can, and aiding in the Iranian opposition.
When they say that they have, what was it, 10,000, 100,000 missiles ready to go at Israel,
yes,
they probably do, no?
Yes, yeah, there's no reason why not. After all, they've got U.S. taxpayer money to buy them and build them.
So what I mean, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu has sworn over and over again publicly that Israel will defend itself. They did not, for whatever reason, whether Obama wouldn't allow them to fly or Obama put the kibosh on it, or they did not take out the nuclear reactors prior to this agreement. They let it fly, they let it slide, however you want to describe it. And now this threat exists, this existential threat to Israel's survival. It exists today, it existed yesterday, and it's going to exist tomorrow. Is it incumbent upon Israel to unilaterally take military action to do whatever they can to take that out?
I think they're going to have to, Steve, because it has been not only Obama but Bush before him that stopped them from acting against the Iranian nuclear program. The details are all in the book. And so the problem is the United States in Iran's nuclear program, and Israel is just going to have to act alone. I hope ultimately they decide to do so.
And hopefully have the capability, because that's why Netanyahu keeps saying, we will defend ourselves. So when people pick up the Infidel's Complete Guide to Iran, besides what we talked about, something that they'll learn that they haven't heard in this conversation.
Well, one thing is Iran might want to get nuked.
Iran might want to get nuked.
They want to get nuked. And they might want to get nuked as a result of nuking Israel. And
that's because of their religious philosophy.
Because of their religious philosophy,
yes.
that I explained.
Armageddon.
Exactly.
The
It's
end of the
all in
world.
there. But
Yeah.
see, the 12th Imam,
Yes.
their savior figure, is
Yeah.
only going to come back
When
when the
there's-
Muslims are persecuted.
Yep.
How else to bring that about
So-
but make sure the Muslims are
So
persecuted?
they would destroy Israel or launch those missiles, which I don't see how it would not. If they have 100,000 or 10,000, I don't see how it wouldn't destroy Israel.
Yes.
And in return, they hope that they get hit and blown up. And in their sick, twisted minds of the Ayatollahs and the religious fanatics in that country, they'll all go to heaven.
And this is not a crazy theory. I have the president of Iran in the Complete Infidel's Guide to Iran. I have a former president of Iran saying exactly that. We could stand 10 to 15 million casualties, and then they think, of course, the 12th Imam will return.
What? 30 seconds. Why do you think nobody else talks about this except you and a select few others?
Most analysts discount entirely the role of religion in shaping public policy, and yet that's all the Islamic Republic of Iran is about.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Obama's saying we really can't figure out. He couldn't figure out the motive of the shooter who said, "I want to kill white people." He couldn't figure out the Orlando guy who said, "I pledge allegiance to ISIS." He can't figure out. He says, "Leave it to the shrinks." But that's what we're dealing with. Great to see you. Great
Pleasure,
luck with the
Steve.
book,
Thank you.
folks. The Complete Infidel's Guide to Iran. It's a necessity in this day and age, an absolute necessity. Thank you very much, Robert. Appreciate it.
Thank you.